the cards that you got. And also, it would not be a good party Marine function without the propaganda that I attached to the back of the card. So, put them somewhere visible. Foreheads of children usually work.
Cut eye holes in them. Eye holes in the Mass Avenger, U.S. Marine Corps.
That's always good. But with that, there are bigger pieces. Well, I always end up walking myself in a hole. Of course, it's those two figures tonight. I won't say bigger pieces because each and every one of you are just as an important piece, whether it's with church, just being a friend, being a coworker, being a brother-in-law that's cool to hang out with. That does. But another piece is say I have 3 sets of parents because I have my parents' mom and then my 2 sets of parents. And a lot of things, you know, it's my goal in life, you know, when I die to, if one word, you know, I don't want to ever go through this life and have people think that I'm ungrateful because I do realize that I've put my parents and family through a lot of different stuff because I changed my mind a lot. You know, from when I was a kid, it was, hey, I want to play the keyboard. And I remember both sets of my parents that Christmas, I got 2 keyboards. I still can't play the piano. Maybe I can find a note, you know. But my parents... My parents, you know, every time I change my mind, and, you know, Bishop asked me a question, you know, how does a mild-mannered teacher, you know, become a, you know, lean green, well, maybe not so lean, but still green. Yeah, maybe not so mild-mannered, but, you know, they were always there to support me, you know. Some of you may or may not know, I started this whole journey, my whole goal in life was to actually, and Ron, cover your ears, but my whole goal was to follow my dad into the Air Force.
Yeah.
And so the whole purpose of everything, I remember as a kid when we were stationed in Denver, they took us to the Air Force Academy, and from that moment I fell in love, and that's where I was going to go. There was no other choice for me, that was it. But I spent my whole life trying to do that. It took me a little longer to get in because I had some breathing issues, I guess, the Air Force didn't like. But eventually when we got the call, they're like, hey, you know, we'll work it out, you can come. And at that point, you know, my parents, you know, are happy. I was out at camp when my mom called me and told me this happened because we had to appeal all the way to the Vice President and the Surgeon General to make this happen. And I remember standing on the porch with my dad, we were painting the porch, and I said, hey, yeah, the whole Air Force Academy thing, I don't want to do it anymore. I was like, I want to be a teacher. And of course, as a parent, I'm sure you can imagine, he threw me off the porch. Anyway, I digress to stop making this from becoming an even longer story. But the point is that my parents have always been there for me, no matter what, no matter when I changed my mind, no matter where I wanted to move to. Hey, I want to quit teaching, I want to go do this, and set off on this adventure. Hey, this didn't work out for whatever reason. Come back home. Now I'm unemployed. Hey, can I crash at your house for a while? You know, and I think in the last couple of years, you know, I've been a Marine, I've been a metal worker, I've been a yard worker, I've been a teacher, I delivered pizza for a while. And jack of all trades, you know, master of none, so to speak. But to my parents, I do appreciate that. And then I said I had a third, to my in-laws, of course, greatest in-laws ever. I cannot appreciate enough y'all and the love and support you give because my parents have to give it to me. They are bound by the laws of nature to love me no matter what. But y'all don't have to, but you do anyway. And I know that in the last 5 years that I've been able to spend time with Amanda that no matter, even though there's, you know, change of plans, y'all went into it thinking your wife is, or your daughter was going to stay a teacher, you know, an hour and a half from home, and I plucked her up, and I know you always tell me you tried to keep her away from the Marines at Lejeune. And,
oh, the irony. The irony of it all.
Anyway,
terrible. Oh, the irony of it all.
But I'm grateful for that. I feel like a son in your family, a brother, and I can't thank you enough for that. And for bringing her up in the way you did, especially in the church.
High quality product right here.
If I should
We're talking about.
With that, for all 3 sets of my parents, so there's no more confusion, no more explaining on what exactly a prowler is. I've got you all prints. For your homes, your garages, garbage bins, whichever. No, just kidding. So this is the prowler for us. And taken from this side, this is the bus side, because that's the side that we occupy, the right seat, and then the back 2 seats. So it's a pretty great jet, bubbly nose, pointy in the rear, so that's what makes it better. This is and it stays in the air. And I have heard stories of half the wing section falling off and still made it home.
Right on.
So there we go. So it's each of my presets.
Thank you.
That's around. Taking you guys around the squad.
Excuse me?
And last but most certainly not least, to
That's what I'm talking about here.
I say that, my parents, have to love me or bound on that stuff and the stuff take me in and everything. Amanda is by far, without a shadow of a doubt, my rock. It's one thing for the parents to have to think their daughter's dating a teacher, but, when you're the person dating a teacher, it's like, hey, we get to hang out, in our proverbial backyard that she grew up in. And then I become a Marine, and then it's, this whole mentality of what are you doing? We get married, I go hang out in the woods for 6 months, and it's like, hey, all right, I'm done with PBS, now I get to go to Pensacola, and I'll see you when I see you then. And, for a lot of nights that I've had to stay up, or she'd come home and me and Ron or me and Jenny or playing Wii or studying, sometimes studying.
Studying Wii.
She never once. She's probably easily one of the most selfless people I know. Never once did she demand my time. Never once did she say,